Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. A little while back, probably more than 3 months ago, closer to 4 months now, I did the Dogfish Head IPAs for the holidays variety pack, which is pretty damn good. And I got a viewer suggestion from Chasing Classic Whiskies to do the 75-minute IPA. Now, I responded saying I have had that beer before, but never on camera. So I'm finally getting around to doing this. And I apologize. This is probably getting posted in April or even May. I'm going to try to get it before the end of March, though. So we'll see how that pans out. So 4 or 5 months later, for all intents and purposes, I am finally getting around to this viewer suggestion. Thank you for it, by the way. But it took a little while for it to show up in my local store, and then it took a little while for me to cram it into, not cram it, but to fit it into my filming schedule. But 75-minute IPA, 7.5% alcohol by volume, which is kind of bit of a coincidence that they went 75 minutes, and I believe this was continuously hopped over 75 minutes in the boil, but they don't say that specifically, which they do with the 60, 90, and 120-minute IPAs. They're all named as such because 60, 90, and 120 minutes is how long they continuously hop, meaning they're adding fresh hops to the boil during the boil. So I don't know. The 75-minute IPA does not say that they continuously hop it, but it does say here that it is an ale brewed with maple syrup. I don't know. They got a boiling kettle here in the artwork and some dude dumping hops into it. So I'm going to assume that it's continuously hopped over a 75-minute boil, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, we're going to check it out. Thank you, by the way, for the viewer suggestion. I may have had a few beers before this one tonight. So it is slightly hazy. It's got a bit of a syrupy orange look to it, which it says here, ale brewed with maple syrup. I'm not sure exactly how involved the maple syrup is in the brewing process here, but it is quite hazy. Maybe some particulates in there. Slightly effervescent, but like I said, it does have this syrupy orange color to it, which is very interesting. Does have a bit of a sweet, slightly mapley aroma to it. I mean, not like overwhelmingly maple, but just a hint, like a little bit of maple syrup there. With some undertones of hoppy bitterness, which is interesting for for any of the IPAs from Dogfish Head that mention the number of minutes that they're dry hopped in the boil. Like I said, typically the 60, 90, and 120, they're obviously very hoppy in the aroma. This one has got some slight hoppy bitterness, but it's mostly overwhelmed by a very subtle maple syrup aroma. Both of those aromas are extremely subtle, but the maple syrup's just slightly stronger. Okay, that's enough about the aroma. It's got a very smooth, medium mouthfeel. And honestly, it's like, it's somewhere between the 60-minute and 90-minute IPA in terms of hoppiness. That's come on, that's a given, I think, with the 75-minute thing. But it's quite hoppy. Like I said, nice medium. I'm gonna go with medium mouth. I'm on the border here between medium and medium light. So I'm going to go with a medium mouthfeel, but very smooth and easily drinkable. With an overall hoppy bitterness that is, again, somewhere between the 60 and 90-minute IPA in terms of its overall hoppy bitterness factor, but in the finish, this sweet, mapley flavor. I mean, let me be clear that they say it's brewed with maple syrup. That's definitely coming through in the finish. Multiple burps and belches followed by hiccups trying to come through, so I'm going to try and squelch those. Squelch is a word you don't hear very often. In terms of the hoppiness, though, there is... It's difficult because I'm getting that sweet mapley flavor, and I want to try and separate the overall hoppy bitterness into different notes, but honestly, I'm mostly getting just fresh, grassy, and earthy notes, which I'm doubly impressed by because I usually pick up on citrus and pine. But yeah, there's like these fresh, grassy, and earthy notes. And then it quickly gets overwhelmed by a bit of sweet, mapley deliciousness. Overall, this is a great beer. I'm just... It's taking me it's kind of throwing me for a loop here. Taking me a bit of a moment here to decide what's going on with this beer, because I'm at least at a 4 out of 5. At least. I'm almost ready to bump it up higher. Just based on the fact this is like the 60-minute and 90-minute IPAs, it's a really perfectly balanced IPA. Those two, of course, having different levels of hoppiness, and this one being right in the middle of the two. That sweet maple syrupy flavor. You know, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not quite ready to bump it up into that 5 out of 5 perfect or wow category, but it is a well-balanced, delicious IPA with a smooth, easy to drink, medium light mouthfeel, but then that little hint of maple syrupy sweetness in the finish gives it some extra points. But like I said, I'm not quite at the wow or this is perfect reaction, but it's definitely got something different about it. So this is definitely a 4.5 out of 5. So I'm gonna stop talking about it there because I think I've rambled on enough on this video. So 4.5 out of 5 from me. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Let me know what you have to say about this beer, the Dogfish Head 75 Minute IPA. While you're down there, make sure to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Keep those viewer suggestions coming, and cheers.